The thing that is kind of funny as well, I never figured out what to do with it. To me was, I literally, from the moment that he had the Earth Crystal, I'm like, he could always go back and forth. Why is it like a surprise that he could like go back and forth? Like the whole movie, I was like, yeah, he can come to the real world and go back because he has the orb of dominance.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I gotta ask, what did you think of that post-credit scene?
Oh, where the villager speaks?
Not the villager speaking, but the one of Steve meeting Alex.
See, I don't know Minecraft, so I know that she's a character in the game because everybody was freaking out about that scene because she's a character in the game.
Mm.
I guess a love interest.
No.
I didn't know. I was just like, I was in the room and like some people next to me were like, and I was like, guess I'm supposed to know who that is.
It's so funny because they treat it like it's like Thanos appearing at the end of Avengers, but it's literally just that is the female like default player character is Alex.
I mean, Thanos would be a great female default character in my opinion.
Thanos would be great like in anything, I think.
I don't know. Okay, you want to see a real hot take?
Okay.
Honestly, Thanos is a little overhyped in terms of a character.
Really?
I think he does. In the plot, he does what he needs to do. Like, I think you're in a tight spot with a character as overpowered as him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think they did a good job. But at the same time, when I think of my favorite villains from the MCU, he's not really going to make it up there as like, he's not charismatic or... And I mean, I understand because they told me what his motivation is, but it's so dumb that, you know, I'm kind of like...
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think they did a good job, but I also... I don't know. We're just making enemies.
I agree to an extent. However, the like MCU villain pool up to Thanos, like since Loki, all up to Thanos, I think, was just so boring. And I think that's why Thanos stood out. Specifically Infinity War Thanos. He was great. But then Endgame Thanos, I think, was just such a watered down, unnuanced,
very
uninteresting
weird
version of him.
It didn't match.
Mm-mm.
I agree.
I think that's where I agree that like that version of Thanos is like imperfect to me. I don't like that one. I like Infinity War Thanos a lot. And comparing him, like Loki, I think is the best like character from the MCU in terms of like villains. Is the greatest one, just because he's had such an interesting arc from going from like a villain to more of like a more nuanced character. But like if we're talking like stone cold villains in the MCU, definitely Thanos.
I mean, he is the most... It's kind of like, is he terrifying as a person, or it's just he's got all the stones and he's super powerful? He is terrifying, though, yeah.
I think what it is for me is that in Infinity War was like, yes, we have all these heroes. They're all like, we all know them. I really do feel like Infinity War ended up being like Thanos' movie. Because I feel like we follow him the majority of the time. And a lot of things that the character's doing revolve around his actions. And that's why I feel like he was more fleshed out, as opposed to like other villains just kind of like popping up here and now in the movies. I think the only... I'm trying to think now of like MCU villains that stand out to me would be like Iron Man 1, Obadiah Stane.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great, and that's just because it's Jeff Bridges. And then you have Loki, and then I'm not even going to talk about the Mandarin and Shocker.
Listen, I love the Mandarin. He was hilarious. He wasn't really a villain, though.
No.
He was just a dude.
And then what? Thor 2 had the Dark Elves.
Who even remembers them?
Captain America. Red Skull, I'd say, is actually pretty good.
He was very underutilized.
Yes.
Because, like, when I remember he exists, I'm like, oh, yeah. We never talk. He just
He only
happened to
showed
him?
up in the one movie, which makes sense because we can't exactly pull him from history, but he is a pretty important character to like Captain America, so it's a bit of a bummer he doesn't show up there. But then like from that, you get kind of villains that are like more ideas than they are actual
Yeah.
villains.
Ultron was. I didn't like him. I'm sorry.
I
That
will
movie kind of
forever,
fell flat for me.
I will forever be angry about how they handle Ultron. You do
Well, they
not
had to kill
introduce
Jarvis.
Ultron before you introduce Ant-Man. Like that is just not how it works.
Is there why?
Because Ant-Man creates Hank Pym creates Ultron in the comics.
Oh,
Yeah, not Tony Stark.
So they changed that.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I can work with it, whatever. And then they just did that with him, and I'm like, this is so not interesting.
Yeah, I think there was some cool stuff with it. I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in so long because it's such a downer of a movie that I just like didn't have as much of a rewatchability factor.
Mm-mm.
I feel like. Um, yeah, so that's not very good. I mean, Ant-Man's first villain was kind of meh.
Yellow Jacket, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ant-Man. That's the one I actually need to watch, but
Really?
yeah.
I actually really like those movies. I think people kind of, well, first of all, obviously, I don't read the comics. I was just kind of like, that's kind of dorky.
Mm.
But when I saw it, I was like, this is pretty good. And I thought all of them were pretty good, to be honest. Even Quantum Mania, which people don't like, which, to be fair, I haven't watched in a long time. So maybe it will not have aged as well. And basically everything that happened in that movie is now null and void. So I can completely understand
Yeah.
why people wouldn't like it. But I mean, it was a weird time. I don't know. I remember not hating it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think Ant-Man and the Wasp is good and regular Ant-Man is good.
Yeah, I need to watch
So.
those ones. I have not seen any of the Ant-Man movies. So.
Yeah, they're funny. They're more lighthearted and I don't know. I miss just normal, like not normal, but like more on the ground stuff. And I feel like Ant-Man was more like that.
Yeah.
Like the bad guys were more like people, and not like creatures.
Not people destroying
And-
whole cities, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. So, and Ghost is in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That's
And
right, yeah, that's where she gets her start.
I personally liked her in that. A lot of people didn't, but I thought she was good in it. I do think there's some weird stuff, but it was fine.
There's a lot of Marvel movies I skipped out on just because I started getting so bored and just didn't care. Black Widow was one of the ones that like fell to the wayside for me, specifically because it was like, oh, we waited until after she died to do a movie.
They really did her dirty on
did.
so many levels because not only did they do that, but they released it on Disney Plus, even though they told her they were going to release it in theaters, and there was that whole like lawsuit situation.
And they did release it
Crazy.
in theaters, but it was like no one watched it because it was during COVID, and they're like, "Oh, I have Disney Plus, I'll just watch it there." So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Did I see it in theaters? I think I saw it in theaters with my brother. It was back when we used to go to movies together.
That was too cool for you.
I don't know. He doesn't want to do things. He just wants to stay inside all the time. So,
Real.
Yeah. So,
He's
I
real
mean,
for
we
that.
invited him to see the Thunderbolts with us, and he said no. So
Dang,
it was
that's
just me and my
crazy.
dad.
Thunderbolts is great though. That's like
That was
the
good.
first Marvel movie I've watched. Like outside of the Guardians films, that's the first one I watched. Was like this was good.
Yeah, and even in Guardians 3, even though it was good, it was super depressing. It was like, whoa. It was like
Yeah, I mean that kind of
I
makes sense,
cried
though.
so much in that movie. I
I
was
did
like,
too.
"Jeez, Louise,
I did
dude."
too, yeah. No, but the Guardians movies, I think, like, they definitely prime you for that. Of like, this is going to be a gut punch of a movie because even the first one, even it's like there's my fridge isn't closing. There's a lot of moments in the first one where it's like, yeah, this is funny and there's comedic moments, but there's like some real hurt behind these characters.
Oh, you're talking about the first movie, like you're talking as a whole.
Yeah, and that's
I was
like
just
a
talking
through
about the
line.
last one.
Well, no, yeah. Well, I mean, like, I was kind of primed for that because, like, Guardians 1, Peter Quill has the unresolved conflict between him and his mom, where, like, he ran away and he just has never really gotten over his mom dying. Guardians 2 deals with, like, his dad and the hurt from that and kind of accepting his whole family. So like the whole like trauma is a through line for the movie. So I was fully expecting to be hurt with the third one.
Did you watch them like all at once? Is that it? Did you watch them when they came out?
I watched them when they came out.
Oh, okay. To me, it was like there'd been so much time between them that I wouldn't have even. And to be honest, I don't know. I didn't think they were that heavy. When I watched them, they were more funny to me.
There's more.
I know they had trauma in it, but I'm like, it's a movie. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They have to.
I mean, they're definitely more comedy heavy than anything, which works in their favor. But like, I don't know. It's like your very, very depressed friend who is like deflecting by telling jokes the whole time. That's what those movies feel like to me. Like it's still funny and it still works, but it's like you can tell these are broken people.
Well, yeah, obviously. Anyway, so I guess we're done with Minecraft because
I guess we're done. Yeah, we've gone on so many different tangents.
I don't know what else we would say.